I warn you, I'm not gonna be very nice. You are the Zerg. Alright. So let us take a close look of you as the Zerg. Not sure what that gas geyser is for. Stop trying so hard. Focus on that second overlord placement. Did you just do an extractor trick without sending your second? No? Okay. First off, 2 overlords should not go towards the same spot. Where is this OV going? Where's its click? Where is it click to? Does it not have purpose in life? I don't see it. Where's the overlord click to? The fuck is that guy? Anyways, 2 OV shouldn't go to the same place. Second OV, put it out in the front somewhere where you can see if he's moving out. Now, I'm not sure what all these clicks are about. You're gonna get that APM up, but you were late on bringing your drone down. You bring the drone down at 200 minerals. Don't just rally it down. Don't get fancy. Alright, so everything so far, so okay. Yeah, 2 overlords doing the same thing is kind of like... I don't... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on the jokes for now. But 2 overlords should not be stepping on each other's toes. They don't even have toes. That's how much they shouldn't step on them. Alright. What I'm seeing right now is you have a general idea. One of the very simple things you can do as a Zerg player of any level, is already know where your OV should be, not like where you think they should go and just kind of freestyle it every game. You should, if you don't have that, at least for the first 3 or 4 OVs in every matchup, you should say they should go here, 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 and here. And against Terran, they should go here. Why is my ping not working? Where's the ping? I want to ping it. Why is the ping not working? Anyway, they should go like here to be able to scout in, see his gas. Here in order to see any army moving out. Here as some secondary scouting. And here's a pretty good one. You can also go to one of these bases, but here's a pretty good one. So that way you can see if he's looping around. Maybe he's sneaking medevacs out. Shit like that. And there you go. You gotta have that plan already. This is not a bad first overlord, it's a bad second overlord. You see the factory. I'm gonna speed along a little bit. What is that? Okay. So immediately you're making a baneling nest. As soon as you see a factory this early, this is obviously gonna be for Hellions. Your thought process shouldn't be, I want to try to kill him before this unit that counters me is out. That's bad, alright? That's bad. Because, you already know he's gonna have... If you're gonna choose some sort of pressure or some sort of defense, you might as well... More queens and a roach warren. A baneling nest is pretty much useless here, unless you think he's gonna have a stroke when you attack. But a baneling nest early is the, worst choice you can make here. Okay, not the worst, but, like... The worst would be going up to 3 bases, not making queens, and making 70 drones and dying. But a baneling nest doesn't do shit. And you're getting a lair. No. No, no, no. When in doubt, you're trying to think about this too logically. You're trying to think, okay, banelings can counter Hellions. A lair will help me get more tech to win the game. No, 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 no. Before you make any tech buildings, maybe a roach warren if you see multiple factories. But before you make any tech buildings, I want you to have at least queens 5 and 6 in production. Alright, queens 5 and 6. No fucking lair. Watch Snoop. He doesn't get a lair till like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. 6 queens. If you're really scared, you're getting a roach warren, but 6 queens, and just have your OVs in a good position. No more baneling nest. No more overlord speed after already scouting your opponent. No more lair. You are not thinking. You're thinking too linearly. You gotta think around the problem. You have to surround the problem and flank it from all sides. Ideally with queen, so it's a whole deal. But these Zerglings. Alright. So you have now made 18 Zerglings. Mind you, against Hellions. So those Zerglings could have been 9 drones. Those Zerglings could have been a couple Evo chambers, and a couple more queens. These Zerglings could have been a Roach Warren, an Evo chamber, and 2 Spore Crawlers, and 4 or 5 more drones. But instead, they are 18 Zerglings, which, if they're lucky, are going to counterattack, kill 4 or 5 SCVs, and then die to Hellion. So I'll just... Also, I got a comment here on your, I gotta compliment you. Because you're obviously a very generous guy. You've given me $5, and you're saving up to give every one of your Zerglings a nice college fund so they can get educated, and they don't have to fight Hellions anymore. They don't have to be in the doghouse. They can get their adrenal glands, they can get their upgrades, because I assume that's what this money is for, that you're not spending because you don't have enough queens, because you're not injecting your bases. You're getting too focused on the damn... More queens! He does he even have cloak? No. And then the Hellions get it. More queens. You know what? He's getting roasted from 2 sides. The Hellions come in. You have a few roaches. You have a measured response. You get your Spore Crawlers by about 4:30, and none of this happens. And now here's the kicker. Well, you let the Hellions in, so... Zerglings do not counter Hellions, like, at all. They just died there. But you're still, like, you can still recover from this, because he did the same thing. He tunnel visioned. He's like, what do I need to do right now? He's not thinking ahead. He's thinking of what's right in front of him. And that's why he had a bunch of money in the bank. And that's why you're okay, now you're pretty fucked. Somehow this is a 16-minute game, though. So that should tell you, if you did everything, like, 10% better. If everything was 10% better, you win this game probably at the end. And more Zergling. The Zerglings hurt me, by the way. Every time I see someone take damage to Hellions and then say, you know what I need? Another random-ass, non-committal amount of Zerglings. Alright? Making 24 Zerglings against a player who already has Hellions and Banshees is the equivalent of a maybe on Facebook. Everybody knows it's a no, but you're like, maybe this is something I want to go to. But it's a no. You don't. We all know you don't. So, no more of that shit. Three mutas. That's gonna solve the problem. The mutas are not a bad call. Mutas are a good comeback mechanic. Now you're focusing on the macro. You see, the fact that you did this at all, the focus on the macro, I mean, obviously this one Banshee is getting way too much done, but somehow this game doesn't end. Because he's tunnel visioning. He's tunnel visioning, which means you're not... Oh, Widow Mines are the devil. I agree with that. But... So, past this point, I have no more advice to give. We have already reached the point where it's much more important to take anything suggested before rather than from this point. This doesn't matter. If you do everything I said before, you'll never be in this position. Like, well, how do I engage Widow Mines, Marines, and Medivacs when I only have 12 mutas and no banelings and are not sure how to control my units? Well, if you just simply have 50 more units than him. Like, he has 2,800, 3,200. 10% better, and you actually are even on supply, if not ahead. And then he complains, you know what happens if everything's just 10% better? You don't take all that damage early. the game has already ended, and he said, Zerg A-move race, such BS, or Imba, or easy race, or whatever. And you know why? Because he's doing what you're doing. He just got luckier at the start. You don't want to gamble in StarCraft. If you want to gamble, go play Hearthstone. Alright? But when you go for Zerglings against Hellions, you're gambling. When you go for a lair instead of additional queens, you're gambling. So you don't want to gamble. Diamond players think they like to gamble. Really what they like to do is lose. And that's what we saw here.
Welcome to the Galaxy of Dreams.
Stop gambling. So thank you for the $5. Hopefully you found that educational. I hope you are glad I looked at your replay. All right.